want a Krispy Kreme when I get off. Oh.
This is the Krillatan captured by Lagoon Boy, Robin, and Beetle?
Hey, so I was going to Krispy Kreme after work. I was just wondering if you wanted to go. But I gotta wait on John's ass. It's taking forever. But I'm really enjoying these Krispy Kreme donuts. Maybe I should get 12 glaze. Maybe a blueberry in there. I don't know. There's just so many you can pick from. It's so good. Those donuts are just so amazing. I don't know what I should do. Should I get a chocolate? Should I get a bear claw? I don't know. I'm so excited.
The Krillotans have an emergency rendezvous point and have standing orders in case of discovery to evacuate there. A base inside a volcano on Melina Island.
Don't ever interrupt me while I'm talking about donuts. I might just kill you. Welcome back, everybody, to the Search Show 24/7, and this is Young Justice Invasions, episode 4, entitled Salvage. And this episode was really good. I liked it. I enjoyed it a lot. And for this episode or this review, I want to talk about the side story first, and then I'll talk about the main story because the main story had a lot going on with it. So I'm gonna save that for last. So right now I'm gonna talk about some side stories with Superboy and Blue Beetle. So let's get into that first. All right, now the side story in this episode was really good. It was very interesting. It was very fun. It had a lot of action in it, and it was just all around good. Like usually with side stories, it's just like fillers for the episode, just to have something in the episode so the episode can end. But this one was very good. It had me intrigued. It had me liking it. It had me wanting to see more with these two. And Blue Beetle, he gets his moment to shine in this episode, and Superboy, he gets his moment to shine. And this episode just solidifies why I like this season Superboy than last season. This season Superboy, like I said in other reviews and other videos that I've done, this season Superboy, he's more smart, more intelligent, just more calm. He thinks things through, and he's shown himself to be more of a leader. Like, even though he's not the leader of Young Justice, he shows why he could be one day like a leader of his own group or whatever. And that's what I like to see. Now Superboy, he gets like a lead, or he gets like a mission to find out like who or what was behind that bomb that blew up in last week's episode. So he's got like this lead or whatever, and you see that he wants to invite Megan to join him because she is the most experienced out of everybody else who was there at the time. But that kind of gets blown away once he sees that Megan and Lagoon Boy or whatever, or Lagoon Boy if you want to be a-ho about it. He sees that they're all lovey-dovey and crap, and you see that he's not really comfortable with that. So after he sees that, he's like, well, I don't want to deal with her ass right now. You're up, Blue Beetle. So he brings Blue Beetle along with him, and I like that. I just like that combination. Like, you got Superboy, the strong-minded, strong-headed, sometimes anger issue guy, and you got Blue Beetle in his own little world. Everybody's always trying to figure out why the hell he's always talking to himself. And I like the fact that they brought that up. That he's got that scarab thing in his back and his spine, and it's like this intelligent tech, and it has its mind of its own, and it gives Blue Beetle information and on how to like beat opponents, or just information about stuff. And that's why he's always talking to himself, and that's why he's always looking crazy. So I like that part, and I just like that fact anyway, because I like the way Blue Beetle interacts with it. He's always struggling, like it's like a power struggle with Blue Beetle and that thing on his back. Like, is always trying to make Blue Beetle do more aggressive stuff, and he doesn't want to do that. So they're always fighting with each other, or he's always fighting with himself. So I like that. It brought a lot of comedy to it, and just humor, and it was very good to see, and it was just very like entertaining for me. And what I liked about these two dynamics with Blue Beetle and Superboy, you see that Superboy is kind of like this mentor or whatever to Blue Beetle, because he sees that Blue Beetle he's just out to go. He doesn't really think things through. He's kind of like how Superboy was in season 1. He's out to go. He doesn't really pay attention. He doesn't really look up information. You know, Superboy's got to tell him like, yo, you need to learn your enemy first. You need to look things up. You need to know what everything's about before you just go in and start gun hoeing and start shooting up the place, because you'll end up getting your ass kicked. And I like that Superboy, you know, is stepping up to the plate of being a leader, and you know, trying to teach Blue Beetle the right way to, you know, be a hero and to be a part of his team. So I thought that was very good to see. I thought the writers did a great job of explaining that to the audience, and you know, it's just stuff like that that makes this show, you know, great. You know, just little hints and stuff. So I always like seeing stuff like that. So you know, good job for the writers for, you know, adding that. Another thing that was good is, you know, once Superboy and Blue Beetle like get a hold of like the Intergang and stuff, you see you get your first glimpse of Sports Master, and he's in this season, so that's good because I like Sports Master's character. I think he's a shitty father. He will not never ever win Father of the Year award, but I think he's a great character for the show. And you know, you see the Dark Shadow guy. I don't know who he is. No one knows who he is right now. I have a theory on it, but I'll probably say that for, you know, Let's Talk Young Justice. But you see the mysterious guy with the funny voice with the you know, the voice modulator thing or whatever to change his voice, and you see him in the Dark Shadow or whatever, and you see that he's basically teaming up with Sportsmaster. So you know that's not good, because this guy looks like he's trouble, and we already know what Sportsmaster is about. So you see them with a plan, and they're watching Superboy and Blue Beetle and them fighting, you know, the Intergang and stuff. So I like seeing that, and I think that that story is going to come together real nice. And it's just so much mystery behind that guy. Like, who is he, or what is he about, or it could be a she. You never know. So can't wait to see more of that. Now for the main plot of the story. Now the main plot of the story revolves around Red Arrow and him trying to get his redemption, or you know, you see Nightwing, you see Red Arrow, Black Canary, you finally see Wally, and you see Guardian all try to help Red Arrow out and try to, you know, get him back on the team. You know, Red Arrow, since we last saw him, he's going loco a little bit. He's going a little crazy, a little hobo-ish. If that's the word, he's a little hobo-ish, and he's really out of it. He's lost touch with everybody connection wise. He doesn't really talk that much. He's lost a lot of weight. He doesn't work on his fighting moves, and he doesn't train, and he steals money. And the reason he steals money is because he's so obsessed with still trying to find Speedy, that he needs money to travel and just do other stuff. And you just see him just fall from grace, and you see that he's not as confident as he is anymore. He still blames himself for a lot, or he doesn't really blame himself, but he just doesn't feel like he belongs here, you know, or he doesn't belong there. He needs to find Speedy to make himself feel important. So you see that, and that's a very good character development, because you we all know Red Arrow as being this very confident, very well fit with the guns and all that. Now he looks terrible. He looks terrible. And I like that you know, he had like this little intervention with everybody, like Nightwing and, you know, Green Arrow. Everybody saying, yo, come on, come back to us, and we can help you and we can get through this. But you know, Red Arrow, he doesn't want to hear none of that crap. He feels like everybody basically betrayed him, and everybody, you know, kind of just forgot about Speedy and didn't want to look for him anymore. And that's kind of understandable, because you know, it has been 5 years and they've been looking for him, but no luck. So everybody's just assumed that, you know, he's dead, and he might be. You never know. But Red Arrow doesn't see it that way. Red Arrow feels like he's the only one wanting to find him, so that causes conflict, and it's kind of hard to see, because he's a very lovable character for a lot of fans and stuff. So him not really being sure of himself, and him not being all there, and not really being the real Roy like he was before, is just very hard to watch, but makes for a great storyline. And Another thing I like to talk about is we do see Wally, and everybody's been trying to figure out where the hell Wally's been, and where or what happened to him. Did he die or whatever? And it was answered like he's here, but he kind of retired from doing the superhero thing, and he's doing other stuff like but we'll talk about that later. But you see that he is here. He is fine. Everybody, don't worry. And a lot of people had theories. I read a lot of people's comments and stuff, and a lot of their theories. So some people were right, some people were wrong. I think I was wrong. I thought he died, but that happens. So I'm living up to my mistake. I thought he was gonna probably die, but he didn't. So that was my theory. But he's alive. He's well. He still got the red hair. He's still Wally. So I like that. So yay for that. Like I said, this episode was the kind of episode that just had everything that everybody's been asking for, like where this person, that person, and this, that, and the third. And this episode, really answered all of that. And towards the end, that's where it really started picking up. One thing that we find out is that Wally, he, like I said, he quit kind of being a superhero thing to go to school, which is good. Education is always good. So kids, if you watch this, get an education, get one. So he kind of dropped out of like the superhero gig to go to school, but he's not alone. You see that he's got a little roommate, and who's his roommate? Old hot, sexy Artemis. She's in there. We see Artemis for the first time. She's got like shorter hair, more adult. She's more of an adult. Yeah. She's more of an adult, and they're still together. So that Spitfire thing, it lasts. All right. At least I got one relationship that lasts. I know a lot of people were upset about the Super Martian thing, and that kind of broke a lot of girls' hearts. But who cares? Because it's really about the Spitfire. Once you really think about it, it's really about the Spitfire thing. So I'm glad that their relationship has still is still on track, and that they're in love, and that they moved in together, and that they're in college. So, but we don't know if Artemis, if she quit this superhero gig with Wally. So she might have, or she might still be doing something. You never know. But hopefully we get to see more of them to interact, and more of their like college lives or whatever. So I'm glad to see them two doing okay, and them two still on the good side, and just living. So that's good. And another thing that we get to see is that Roy is married to Cheshire, and that's always cool because I think that's in the comics. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's in the comics, and they have a little girl or a little boy or whatever. I don't know. I don't really know. I think it's a girl. Forgive me, I forgot. But yeah, they have a baby together, and this is new to Roy, because you see that Cheshire left him because he was just so just obsessive with finding the Speedy thing, that he kind of pushed her away to an extent where she didn't want to be around his ass. And he kind of took that personal, and that, it's just more for his character. But now he sees that he has a kid, so that might change him. Having a kid or whatever can change anybody. I don't have a kid, but I have like nephews and nieces, and that kind of changed my outlook on life. So maybe that's what he needs. He might need a change. And we see that Cheshire, um she at one point she was not evil anymore. So for Roy, so we see that Roy had an impact in Cheshire's not being evil for a little bit, and hopefully she won't be evil no more. Hopefully she won't be evil. Ooh, evil. So we'll see what that goes. And she has a lead for Roy to find Speedy. So maybe this is Roy's like opportunity. Like if he was Eminem, he's got this one shot. I don't know why I did that, he's got this one shot to prove himself, to find Speedy. So hopefully he can do it, because you want to see Roy get back on top, because he's such a great character. Overall, I thought this was a great episode. Had a lot to it. Had a lot of things answered for a lot of fans. So that's good for me. So they ain't got to keep asking me what I think about this, or who they answered it today. So I ain't got because I didn't have the answer, so that's why I didn't put it on my Let's Talk Young Justice, because I didn't know. A lot of people asked me, I didn't know. I'm sorry, but please like this video, comment, subscribe, tell me what you thought. Please like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, blah 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 blah. Do all that. And this is the Cirque Show 24/7. I'm going to Krispy Kreme when I get off.